Welcome to Knowledge Valley's daily news update. Today's news on 9th of September 2025. CP Radhakrishnan elected next vice president. NDA nominee CP Radhakrishnan has been elected as the next vice president of India. CP Radhakrishnan defeated India Bloc's candidate B. Sudarshan Reddy. He was elected as the vice president with a total of 452 votes. So just remember the vice president's name, current vice president CP Radhakrishnan, and the earlier vice president was Jagdeep Dhankar. The vice presidential post felt vacant after Jagdeep Dhankar's resignation to prioritize health. Three parties had decided to abstain from voting in the elections for the new vice president, namely Biju Janata Dal, Shiromani Akali Dal, and the BRS, that is the Bharat Rashtra Samiti. Okay, so the new vice president is CP Radhakrishnan. Second news is Supreme Court on Aadhaar. The Supreme Court of India has directed the Election Commission to accept Aadhaar as a valid identity document for the ongoing electoral roll vision in Bihar, enhancing the integrity of the electoral process. So, a lot of controversy and debate on the SIR, which is happening, that is the intensive revision of various voters, is happening in Bihar. So, Supreme Court has asked to accept Aadhaar as the valid identity. AI translation tool for tribal languages. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs launched Adivani, an AI-based translation tool aimed at preserving and digitizing tribal languages. This initiative seeks to empower tribal communities and promote linguistic diversity. So this is the third news. So the first news was on vice president, second news on Supreme Court on Aadhaar, and third AI translation tool for tribal languages, Adivani. Okay. Next is India's population data. So the fourth news, India's population data. India's infant mortality rate. India's infant mortality rate has dropped by over 37% in the last decade, now at 25 deaths per 1,000 births. So infant mortality rate is deaths per 1,000 live births. Okay, 1,000 live births. So just you have to remember, now it is at 25 deaths per 1,000 births. Total fertility rate. India's total fertility rate has decreased to 1.9 in 2023, marking the first decline in 2 years. So total fertility rate about to increases the population. India's total fertility rate has decreased to 1.9 in 2023. So in the future, we expect the population to decline. Crude birth rate statistics. The crude birth rate in India stands at 18.4 births per 1,000 people in 2023, showing a decline from the previous years. So the infant mortality rate, just you have to remember, 25 deaths per 1,000 birth. Total fertility rate is 1.9 in 2023, and crude birth rate is 18.4 births per 1,000 people in 2023. Under 5 mortality rate improvement. The under 5 mortality rate has improved with a decline to 29 deaths per 1,000 live births in 2023. So infant mortality rate we had seen 25. Here under 5 mortality rate is 29 deaths per live birth in 2023. Sex ratio at birth. India's sex ratio has increased to 917 girls per 1,000 boys in 2023, up from 914. So this is a good news, where the number of girls have increased. 917 girls per 1,000 boys in 2023, which was from it has improved from 914 in the previous period. The fifth news is on MSMEs, or India's micro, small, medium enterprises. Small business credit trends. A report by SIDBI and SIDBI and CRIF highlights that Maharashtra leads in small business credit. With outstanding loan of 6 lakh crore, this trend underscores the importance of financial support for small enterprises in driving economic growth. So the small business credit has increased, which shows the businesses, people are taking interest in business and new businesses are opening, which will improve the economic growth. MQ-28A Ghost Bat Drones. Australia has developed MQ-28A Ghost Bat drone, a next generation military drone designed for collaborative combat. This advancement reflects Australia's commitment to enhance its defense capabilities through innovative technology. Sagarmatha Friendship 2025. Nepal and China commenced the Sagarmatha Friendship 2025 military exercise in Kathmandu. This joint exercise aims to enhance military cooperation and strengthen bilateral ties between the two nations. So, China and Nepal are having a military exercise. The name is Sagarmatha Friendship. Food delivery platforms face high costs. New GST rules may raise cost for food delivery platform as local delivery charges now attract 18% quick service restaurants. However, benefited from reduced GST on input like cheese, butter and sauces, improving margins by 70 to 80 basis points. So just remember, the food delivery charges might increase the prices because the local delivery charges now attract 18%. Avantel bags order from Department of Atomic Energy and DRDO. Avantel Limited received an amended purchase order of worth 9.88 crores from Department of Atomic Energy for supply of goods requiring a 3% performance security deposit by 2026. Next is the sports section. Grandmaster Abhimanyu defeats Gukesh D. In US, 16-year-old Grandmaster Abhimanyu Mishra defeated World Chess Champion Gukesh D in the 5th round of FIDE Grand Swiss Chess Tournament. The Indian origin chess player created history by becoming the youngest player ever to beat the reigning world champion in classical chess. So Grandmaster Abhimanyu Mishra is a resident or citizen of USA. He is from the Indian origin. He defeated the Indian world champion Gukesh D. For the world news, France's Prime Minister removed. France's Parliament voted to remove Prime Minister Francois Bayrou. Bayrou's minority government had called for a $44 billion of budget cuts to tackle France's mounting public debt. However, the move was opposed by several parties. He was the fourth Prime Minister in 2 years under President Emmanuel Macron. Nepal protests. So we had already seen news from Nepal about Sagarmatha, how Nepal and China are having joint military exercises. But here there is a lot of upheaval happening in Nepali politics. Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned. The country's president Ramchandra Paudel also resigned from his post and fled the country. A lot of upheaval. This comes after protest in country against corruption and social media ban killed at least 19 people. So you must have also seen a lot of Gen Z. So here in the Nepal protest, two terms have become very famous. one is Gen Z, and second is the Nepo kids. Okay, so Nepo kids and Gen Z are the two terms you need to watch out for. Nepal army has issued a statement saying there are people misusing the current situation amid massive protest and harming private property. The Ministry of External Affairs of India released a statement on Nepal protest asking Indian nationals to exercise caution and follow guidelines of local authorities. So this is the news of 9th of September. For guidance and for any other information on government exams, you can contact us at 8828347481. Thank you and have a nice day.